Hi, I'm Kathleen and I'm here with Dave Jeffers, the artist. And as you can see, he's got lots of paintings around. And Dave, tell me, how long have you been doing art?
Oh, I've been creating art since I was probably 8 or 9 years old. I started like anyone would at that age. I copied things from magazines, pictures, the scenes around me. And I painted my pets and drew my pets and things like that. I think that's how a lot of artists get started.
So what kind of art are you creating today?
Well, I'm still doing landscapes. I love the landscapes because nature's the most beautiful art you can find. There's so many variations there that you could do that forever. But I'm getting into more of abstract, or what some people consider contemporary art, something like you see on my easel now. And that's really where I get my most joy out of lately.
Okay, Dave, tell me, who's your favorite artist?
Oh, probably my favorite artist of all time would be Salvador Dali. He created what's called surrealism. If you're not familiar with it, it's kind of like this. I'll explain it like this. You might be looking at what you think is a landscape scene, but when you really look at it, in there all of a sudden there'll be people. There'll be on what looks like a beautiful mountain, you might see a clock. He snuck things into the scene and made it blend in such a way that you could see it 2 or 3 different ways. You either saw the beautiful scene, or you noticed all the strange things in the picture, in the painting you were looking at, and it just was fantastic. It was fascinating to me.
I can see that you have a lot of art around your room. How often do you create it?
I have literally hundreds of pieces of art everywhere. If you ask my wife, and sometimes she's not too joyful, because whenever I do an oil painting, I would put it on some thumbtacks into the wall, and I would hang it up. We have a spare bedroom full of paintings. We'll have to have a look at that later. I probably create 2 or 3 paintings in a week period sometimes. It depends on the inspiration of the painting. Some paintings don't take too long, some take a long time. So it all depends.
Now, you say that you're creating abstract art, and on your website you call it mindflection. Tell us about mindflection.
Oh, this is a mind flexion, what you're seeing here. Some people call it abstract art. I noticed when I started painting a lot and got back into it really again and started producing a lot of art, that as I was painting, instead of me just concentrating on the composition or what colors I was going to use, things that most artists would think about, as I was painting something like this, I had a million different thoughts going through my mind that really had nothing to do with the painting at all. Nothing to do with how I'm mixing my paints. It just was like a how do I put it? Like a movie show of a whole bunch of memories from my past. And it might be something that's going on in my life now, just rapid fire memories. But I noticed, depending on what memory I had after I realized and all the random thoughts going through my mind, that it affected how I blended things, what colors I might use. So it really did, even though it wasn't directly related to the painting, these thoughts and these memories that really affected the way I was painting. And they really came out. They really kind of my thoughts and my emotions on canvas. When you see something like this, that's really what it is.
Speaking of your past, did you study under any other artist?
Well, I did briefly. I'm mainly a self-taught artist, but I studied under someone called Roberta Bear. She lived in my area. Now, her big thing was she was very well known in this area, general area, not known over the world as a painter, but in this area, a lot of people bought her paintings. She painted basset hounds, and she became the best you could find at painting that. And she would paint all these basset hounds, and they looked real, like you could reach into the page and pet them and just enjoy them. I took some lessons from her, and she would sit there and she would look over paintings. Of course, I wasn't her only student, and she would... Get out of here. I knew that was going to